Get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things we picked up when we picked up the Thrive 15 team was an entire team. You want an SEO guy that knows things about search engine optimization? Got it. You got a website guy that's built big websites like Garth Brooks' website? Awesome, we have it. He's coming in. If I had to pay for that on my own, outside of Thrive 15, there's just no way. For us, one of our most immediate needs when I got connected with Clay was technology. We had a website, but I had a website in Tulsa. Our other partner had a website in Colorado. They did everything from doing a drone video where they flew over all of our markets with a drone. They integrated that into our site. They built every single thing that I think of, they do. We do a podcast. If I was gonna produce my own podcast, there's no, I mean, that alone, just that alone would be what I pay Thrive, just for that. But then if you add the fact that I've got, if I need a business card design, if I need a website build, if I need this, if I need that, I know what I would pay for that. If I had to go a la carte, I feel guilty sometimes, like I don't probably write a big enough check for the value that I get. I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs that have ideas what they want to do with their business and how they want to grow and what market they want to be in and how they can increase production and do all this. But it's not about having 4,000 ideas. It's about having 12 and executing them 4,000 times. That's the trick, in my opinion, and that's where Thrive's value comes in. I feel like I have my own staff, my own, like, I don't know, 20-person team that when I need something, I just go to them and it happens.
All right, on today's edition of the Thrivetime Show, what I want to focus on is this concept of that we need to be able to face reality as it is as an entrepreneur. Not as we wish it was and not as we thought it could be, but we need to face reality for as it is. Jack Welch, the former CEO of GE, once famously wrote here, he wrote this quote, he says, "Face reality as it is, not as it was or as you wish it to be." What am I saying? Let me go back to this real quick here. I promise I have a point here. It says, face reality as it is, not as it was or as you wish it to be. That's Jack Welch, the legendary CEO who grew GE by 4,000% during his tenure. So if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, you can download a copy of my newest book. You can download the book there for free. When you download the book, it's called A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. You can follow along. We're on page 77 of today's book. We're really teaching from page 76 through page 78 of today's show. On page 77 of the book, there, A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich, which you can again download for free at thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. We look at the success story of Jared and Jennifer Johnson. They have a company called PlatinumPestAndLawn.com. When I first started working with them in 2014, their business was plateaued at $174,000, and we've helped them grow that business from the time we first met them at a conference, I believe it was 2014, 2015, up to now. It just continues to grow year after year after year. But you can see they really turned on the jets in 2016. They began implementing all the systems and processes. In 2017, more so, 2018. And again, it's not mean. It's not negative. It's not positive. It's just the facts are that their business grew by that amount. Another example, back in the day when I was growing my first company, my DJ entertainment company, I needed to get in front of my ideal and likely buyers. And the truth was that very few people knew my company, DJConnection.com, existed. And very few of the people that knew that DJConnection.com existed were willing to pay me. Why? Because I was married to my wife, who knew that DJConnection.com existed, and my mom and dad knew that DJConnection.com existed, but nobody else did. So I had to get in front of my ideal and likely buyers. So how did I do that? I had to buy a Yellow Page ad back when the Yellow Page advertisements were relevant. So that's me taking a photo with the Yellow Page advertisement sales rep. I wanted to take a photo with him to celebrate the fact that I'd committed to spending $2,500 a month to get in front of my ideal and likely buyers. So let's go back to your business for a second. Think about your business today, folks. Where's your business stuck? Where's your business stuck? Where are you plateaued? And on today's show, we're going to talk about how you can specifically get unstuck with your business. And so without any further ado, we're joined here with the founder of bunkylife.com. Again, this is the founder of bunkylife.com. If you don't know what bunkylife.com is, it is like a bolt-on bedroom for your property. It's an incredible opportunity here. It's a bolt-on kind of a bolt-on bedroom for your property. And the founder of the company, David Frazier, joins us. David Frazier, welcome on to the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic, Clay. Thanks for having me.
So, David, I want to ask you this here. You know, a lot of people, they look at their company and they look at their business and they go, man, we're stuck. And so I want to look at this Platinum Pest example. So Platinum Pest and Lawn, great clients. We're going to hear their success story here in just a minute. They knew they were stuck. Somebody out there listening right now, they know they're stuck. Why is it hard for a lot of people to face reality as it is?
Well, so any type of growth is going to require pain. It's going to require stretching yourself. It's going to require learning things you don't currently know, because you're not going to be able to do things that you aren't currently doing unless you know things and you've learned things that you don't currently know.
There it is. And so with Platinum Pest, what we found was their company was stuck in a rut. They didn't know how to get in front of their ideal and likely buyers. Does it mean that they're bad people? No. Does it mean that they're not smart? No, they just didn't know how to do it. So I'm going to walk you through the steps that we walked the Platinum Pest folks through, and hopefully this is helpful for everybody out there. So step one, what you want to do is you have to define your ideal and likely buyers. That's step one. I do it with every single client, every single time. It doesn't cost you money to do that, but you need to do it. Let me get your thoughts there, David. Who is your ideal and likely buyer?
Somebody that lives in a larger city, but they have the second property somewhere rurally that is, kind of like the second cottage or house or something like that, and they want extra space to let their whole family come visit them.
Got it. So step two is you have to define, this is important we do this, define the best way to reach your ideal and likely buyers. Now, again, selling bunkies at bunkylife.com is a lot different than selling extermination services, insect extermination services. But at the end of the day, both processes are similar. You have to define the best way to reach your ideal and likely buyers. Now, for Platinum Pest, we determined that we needed to have Google optimization in place. We needed to gather objective Google reviews. This is a big thing for that particular business. We needed to make a Dream 100 list. This is a Dream 100 list of ideal, the Dream 100 list of ideal and likely referral sources. Now, a lot of people might not know this, but there are certain businesses that they run into. There's certain businesses that run into the problems that you solve every day. So in the case of Platinum Pest, they exterminate insects. And so there's homeowners associations that every single day run into, members of their community that are looking for the insect extermination services. There are businesses out there. There are realtors that every single day someone's asking, hey, who do you recommend to kill pests? And again, that's an ideal and likely referral source. I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Who are your ideal and likely referral sources, or do you have such a thing for bunkylife.com?
So that's a big part of what we're working on right now, is building this out and fleshing it completely. But we've got a number. So contractors, they might be already doing someone's work. They're known, they're trusted by our clients already. They're maybe the guy that fixes their cottage roof when it leaks, right? And so they're going to be the first person that Bob and Gina are going to ask when they say, oh, I was thinking about getting a bunkie. Do you know anybody? And so that's a big source of it for us. And there's probably about 10 or 20 different small categories, like contractors, pool companies, other people that are already involved in the backyard experience for our clients that can introduce us together.
So again, step one, you have to define your ideal and likely buyers. Step two, you have to define the best way to reach your ideal and likely buyers. I always recommend for all my clients, you have 3 ways that you're focusing on. I call this the three-legged marketing stool. But for way number one, or leg number one of the marketing stool for them, is I told them, hey, you guys have to gather objective Google reviews. I mean, you have thousands of former customers you've worked with. You have very few Google reviews. We need to hammer that, and we need to write search engine content to optimize your website to get to the top of Google. There's a lot of details behind that, but we had to optimize their website so they came up top in search results. Second is we had to define their ideal and likely referral sources. And the third thing we had to do, and this was big, is we had to figure out an internal marketing strategy. Now, what does that mean? For their particular business, they have a lot of former customers that are repeat customers. So how do we get those repeat customers to use them more often and to refer their services to friends and family? Now, once you've defined your best way to reach out to your ideal and likely buyers, step 3, you must begin marketing using your three-legged marketing stool. Now, again, you can have all the theories in the world, but you have to actually begin marketing. You have to do it. Then step 4, you have to begin tracking the results. So you have to track the results. Now, if somebody gets highly motivated after listening to today's show and they say, all right, yeah, woo, I know who my ideal and likely buyers are. Yes. 2, I know the best way to reach them. 3, I don't think the time is right to reach out. I just don't think the timing's right. I'm not going to launch. I'm sure you've never seen this before, but what happens to the entrepreneurs there that they figure out what the best strategy is, but they don't actually implement? What tends to happen there, sir?
They stagnate, and sometimes they die. So, yeah.
Now, you track your results. So, I mean, you've been in business for, how long has bunkylife.com been around?
Really seriously, 2018.
And I'm not going to, ask you about your financials on this show or anything like that, but you've had growth every year. You're doing great. Have you ever tried a marketing system that didn't work?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And did you get emotional about it, or you just say, you know what, it's not working, we'll move on?
Yeah, I think the latter. But the key is, don't do anything unless you can track it, because there's no point in just throwing things randomly around, throwing money out the car window randomly. I think you should, before you start a strategy, just make sure you have some way of directionally correctly tracking it, that you go, okay, I spent X and I got something back or not.
Yep. So again, step 1, you have to define your ideal and likely buyers. This is important. I had to sit down with the Platinum Pest folks to figure out, who are you marketing to? And they started to tell me, well, we're looking for soccer moms that have a little bit of discretionary income, and people that are in suburban America, and people that live in this particular city, and this is where we can go, and this is where we can. Step 2, you define the best way to reach your ideal and likely buyer. Step 3, you begin marketing using your three-legged marketing stool. Step 4, you got to measure those, you got to track those results. Now, step 5 is we had to install call scripting. We had to install a sales system. Now, there's a lot of details we could put into that, but for the sake of the time on today's show, I mean, we're talking about the sales scripts, the pre-written emails, the call recording, so that we knew that people were actually following the systems. Why do you have to build a system that you Mr. Bunky Life? Why do you have to actually write out the script, record the calls, write the pre-written emails? Why can't it all just be tribal knowledge?
Because tribal knowledge doesn't scale beyond you and the small people that can sit next to you and learn from you. So when you have a sales system, it's going to scale better. It's going to scale more accurately. It's going to scale faster, and it's going to get better and more predictable results every single time.
Now, again, I find that a lot of folks, not our listeners, but a lot of people struggle with the mental discipline needed to sit down and do this. And, I know that you don't struggle with that, and none of our listeners have ever struggled with that. So I'm just going to show people maybe my schedule, and maybe this is helpful. But if you look at my schedule, I'll go to today. My first client interaction was at 6, but I'm up at 3. And so I like to get up at 3 and organize my day previous to seeing other people. So like we hop off today's interview, I'll hop on an interview with Dr. Batar, get on the phone with the team, Laura Logan. It's my system. I'm not winging it. I have a plan for my day. Monday, on Monday, every Monday, I have a client meeting at 6 a.m. I love to get up at 3, plan my day. I want to get into that for a second. What happens if you have these dreams and visions of being successful, but you're not willing to, or not able to block out time for implementing the systems?
Well, it's just a hope and a prayer then at that point. I mean, like it's better to have a smaller number of things that you actually get done in your day rather than these like vague plans for the week that never actually get into the calendar. Have a to-do list, have a calendar. That's what adults do.
It's interesting that you say that, but it also seems very. I think for a lot of well-intentioned people, it seems almost impossible to do that. I think people look at their life. They look at I have 5 kids. Some people say, well, I've got 7 kids. It's overwhelming. Someone says, I got 1 kid. People say, I hear, these are things I hear people say. Well, I got teenagers. Teenagers, you just can't do anything when you got. I got a toddler. Got an adult. So I'm going to show people what I do, and maybe this is helpful. Maybe it's not. Maybe someone looks at this and says, this right here is not helpful at all. That's fine, but I'm going to show it to you. So this is my schedule for today. All right, so here we go. Steve and Leanna Nelson. All right. They are a client, and I need to update their payment information. All right, so this is item 0. Boom. All right. Then Tom's Diner. There's a song I like. I want to do kind of a cover of it. I've got kind of an idea I'm working. I like to record music. Totally unrelated to business, completely not profitable exercise or use of my time, but I enjoy it and I'm going to do it. So that's in my schedule. Third is the Reawaken. Let me pull this up real quick here. General Flynn, I think, sent me this video. Let me see if this is, let's see here. Yeah, okay, so this is a video. This is a fun group photo from the conference we just did. So I'll be watching that. And actually, I already did watch that, so I'm going to delete that. All right. Then I want to make sure I reach out to Glenn Beck to feature him on the Reawaken America tour if I can. I need to get a hold of Darla. I need to watch this video. I need to call Peter. I need to get a hold of Matt Whitaker. I need to update the success poster from a client. One of our clients, look at this, Hood CPA. We've helped them grow from 3.5 million to 18.3 million, which is a lot larger of a number. So I got to get this done. I'm putting globalists on a stick. It's a new thing I'm doing in my office, and so I'm getting those made today. I have new books. I'm always writing new books. I got to get these books uploaded to Amazon and to our bookstore, and all this detail doesn't maybe make sense to everybody else out there, but it makes a lot of sense to me. I've got to train 2 additional videographers to keep up with the growth. I've got to add a now hiring button more prominently. I got to organize old equipment that we no longer use so I can sell it. I need to talk to Sam about my daughter potentially participating in a video movie shoot thing. I've got to help gather objective Google reviews for a few of my businesses. And there's a lot going on here. And I just say this, it's all written down in a linear fashion, and it's built into my schedule. And in my opinion, that's the stuff behind the stuff. So I'm going to recap these 6 steps, and I'd love to tap into your wisdom about these here. Define your ideal and likely buyers. What happens if someone listening to this show never takes the time to define their ideal and likely buyers?
Well, then you're just kind of like throwing hopes and prayers around and hoping you stumble into the right person. There's nothing targeted about it. If you're selling water, it's not going to work.
Now, second, step 2, define the best way to reach your ideal and likely buyers. At Bunky Life, I mean, you have a system now, you have a process. People are going to bunkylife.com all the time. They're buying the Bunky Life products from you. People love these things. You got the 4 bunkies with a loft. You got the 6 bunk. They got all the different options here. Some people love the 6 bunkies without the loft. Some people want there's all different options you have here. You've got a sauna now. I mean, you got all these great things you've defined in your mind that you think will work. You've taken the time to build prototypes. You're selling the prototypes. You're selling these products. It's working. What would happen, though, if you didn't define the best way to reach your ideal and likely buyer?
Well, you just end up wasting a lot of money. So, for example, like we don't do print media. People want us to do their magazine or their thing or radio, for example. We just don't do that because it's really hard to measure that. So when people call me up, I don't have to have this long conversation. I just go, we don't do that. So it saves me a ton of time, saves me a ton of money. I just know, I work the thing that works and do it more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So now this step 3, you have to begin marketing using your 3-legged marketing stool. I mean, once you've sat down and really, I mean, you've gone to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire and you've downloaded the book, baby. You've read this thing. You've come to the workshop. You've done it all. You're ready to go. You eventually have to actually implement. You have to implement these systems and processes. Again, any thoughts you want to share about this idea? I think a lot of people get stuck there.
I would say start with dumb, stupid action that's in the right direction, and you're going to get better rather than trying to get the perfect right strategy at the start. Just do something today. Stop listening to this podcast, pause it, go do one thing that you've been meaning to do. Get that one dumb thing done, 30% right, and it's still better than nothing. That's the imperfect thing you actually pull off is better than the perfect thing you never do.
It's so profound what you just said. We were doing the Reawaken America tour at, we have one coming up here in Las Vegas. And somebody asked me the other day, they said, have you lost your mind? You're going to do the Reawaken America tour in Las Vegas, Nevada in August, outside an amphitheater. Have you lost your mind? And I tell them, hey, listen, I've been doing events, political or non-political events for a very long time. Let me tell you, step one is I have to figure out when it's going to be. Step two, I figure out where it's going to be. Step three, I figure out who's going to be there. So if anybody goes here to timetofreeamerica.com and you look at our flyers, it's always updating, constantly changing, always making updates. And I don't know, ideally, where it's going to be. I have an indoor location right now that I think is going to be a home run. But currently, it's outdoors. Currently we're staying at the Trump Las Vegas. That's where people can stay. And that's where, but I don't know exactly where the final venue is going to be because we have so many people that want to come to it. And I got to find an indoor venue that can house us all. So but again, if I sat around waiting for everything to be just right we already now have almost 3,000 people attending this event. And I can house everybody at our working location, Craig Ranch. It'll be fine if I have to. I'll do the event at night. What? You're going to do an event at night? Yeah, I'll do it at night in Vegas. I'll do it. But the ideal scenario, what I want to do is do it inside, air conditioning, the whole thing. But again, I love what you just said. Take some crazy, stupid action. At least do something. Step 4, track the results. You got to track the results. And right now, I know people are reaching out for tickets right now, and they go, I heard it's outside. Have you lost your mind? And I know it'll be a lot easier if it's inside. But again, I can't sit around waiting for everything to be just right. Again, let's talk about tracking those results. Do you ever have a product that you're kind of working on and you go, I think it'll work, and you track and you go, well, turns out not as many people wanted that as what I thought.
Oh yeah, for sure. And when you track that, that quickly, relatively quickly. And so it's not, a $2,000 or $3,000 mistake doesn't become a $200,000 mistake.
There it is. There it is. Now, the next step here, step 5, you got to install sales systems, recorded calls, written scripts, the whole thing. I mean, if somebody goes to bunkylife.com and you're looking for a laser show of marketing, I'm telling you, folks, if you go there and you request information, they've really got it dialed in, always making it better. They have sales processes. They have sales sheets. They have great visuals. You can book a tour. You can view the bunkies. There's a lot you can do there, but you're always making it better. It's iterations. Every time I go to your site, you've improved it by 1% or something's better. Can you talk about that? Why once you build a sales system, it's not done. You're always iterating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like the first draft is not going to be the final draft, but get that first draft in so people have something to kind of gather around. And then, of course, it's going to get refined and it's going to get iterated on for sure.
Now, the final thing is you got to block out time to implement the proven systems and processes. I mean, if you do all this, again, and you don't block out time, now maybe this is a great pitch for a bunkie. I mean, maybe you go, you know what? I would block out time, but I'm so busy, always distracted in my house. Okay. So what you do is you go here to bunkylife.com and you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a Bunkie Life. I'm going to get myself one of these cabins and nobody's going to interrupt me in there because that's where I'm going to go to think. This is where I'm going to go. And again, I mean, this could be the solution you've been looking for. I see a lot of people, they just say, Clay, I wanted to write the book, but then I got distracted and I kept getting distracted. And I think maybe a Bunkie Life is the way to go. Maybe you say, that's the problem. I don't have a place to go. It might be kind of sweaty to work out of a sauna, but can you talk about this in all sincerity, the Bunkie Life? I mean, I think this might be a solution for the entrepreneurs out there that need sort of a getaway spot to sit down and do their deep work. Have you ever heard about that kind of thing where someone bought a Bunkie Life just so they could get away and do some work?
Well, I'm one of them. So I turned one of my bunkies into my home office during COVID, and it made a huge difference in just it really minimized the amount of I heard while I was working, and I found that really allowed me to get the stuff written. I wrote a book actually over the pandemic too, and I would not have done that without my little bunkie office that I could escape to write my book.
Now, I got to ask you this here. If people are looking into a Bunkie Life, do you have like a promo code where our listeners can save a little bit of money if they use the promo code, or do you charge them more? Tell us about the promo code.
Go to bunkielife.com/clay. That's CLAY, all lowercase, and then fill out the little questionnaire there. And then we'll know you're a Clay Clark person so we can harass you further from there.
Beautiful. David, thank you for carving out time for us, folks. Again, check out bunkielife.com/clay. If you haven't been to one of our in-person workshops, if you haven't scheduled a one-on-one consultation, we'd love to do that. And again, if you're saying you don't have time to, get away, maybe go to bunkielife.com/clay and check out a Bunkie Life product. Super Dave, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Clay. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive. Quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. One month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Crockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country, where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building it into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark. Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, but I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, and I'm the founder.
I'm Rachel Wimpy, and I am a co-founder.
So we've been running Tip Top for about the last 14 years, franchising for the last 3-4 years. So someone that'd be a good fit for Tip Top loves dogs, they're high energy, they want to be able to own their own job, but they don't want to worry about, that high failure rate. They want to do that like bowling with bumper lanes.
So you give us a call, reach out to us, we'll call you, and then we'll send you an FDD, look over that, read it, fall asleep to it, it's very boring, and then we'll book a discovery day, and you come and you can spend a day or two with us to make sure that you actually like it, make sure training dogs is something that you want to do.
So an FDD is a franchise disclosure document. It's a federally regulated document that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of what the franchise agreement entails.
So who would be a good fit to buy a Tip Top Canine would be somebody who loves dogs, who wants to work with dogs all day as their profession. You'll make a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun, it's very rewarding. training, and who would not be a good fit is a cat person.
So the upfront cost for Tip Top is $43,000, and a lot of people say they're generating doctor money, but on our disclosure, the numbers are anywhere from over $1 million a year in dog training, what our Oklahoma City location did last year, to 25, 35 grand a month.
To train and get trained by us for Tip Top Canine, to run your own Tip Top Canine, you would be with us for 6 weeks here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we've been married for 7 years.
8 years.
8 years. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, maybe I want to be a dog trainer. Hey, that would sound super amazing. Go to our website, tiptopcanine.com, click on the yellow franchising tab, fill out the form, and Rachel and I will give you a call. Our Oklahoma City location last year, they did over $1 million. He's been running that shop for 3 years. Before, he was a youth pastor with 0 sales experience, 0 dog training experience before he ever met with us.
So just call us, come spend a day with us, spend a couple days with us, make sure you like training dogs, and own your own business.
Well, the biggest reason to buy a Tip Top Canine is so you own your own job and you own your own future, and you don't hate your life. You get an enjoyable job that brings a lot of income but is really rewarding.
My name is Seth Flint, and I had originally heard about Tip Top Canine through my old pastors who I worked for. They trained their Great Pyrenees with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. They did a phenomenal job and became really good friends with Ryan and Rachel. I was working at a local church, and it was a great experience. I ended up leaving there and working with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. The biggest thing that I really enjoy about being self-employed is that I can create my own schedule. I have the ability to spend more time with my family, my wife, and my daughter. So my very favorite thing about training dogs with Tip Top Canine is that I get to work with the people. Obviously, I love working with dogs, but it's just so rewarding to be able to train a dog that had serious issues, whether it's behavioral or whatever, and seeing a transformation, taking that dog home, and mom and dad are literally in tears because of how happy they are with the training. If somebody is interested, I'd say don't hesitate. Make sure you like dogs. Make sure that you enjoy working with people, because we're not just dog trainers. We are customer service people that help dogs, and so definitely don't hesitate. Just come in and ask questions. Ask all the questions you have.